gives them great training.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from the United States of America. Wearing the orange trunks, trimmed with white, Sweet. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the cyan trunk.
One of the hottest tickets around. You can't imagine how bad these fighters want to get their hands on each other. He misses with that jab. Nice counter punch right up the middle. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Insane action. A perfect counter shot. Counter punching. A perfect counter lands. This is such an amazing theater. So many great concerts have been performed here, but nothing quite like what we're going to see here.
God, I love theaters. For all these reasons, you can hear everybody in the crowd. You can hear the punches. The punches actually echo. If you're a fighter coming in and you know you're in such an intense atmosphere, you know the pressure is going to be on.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
They exchange punches. And he misses with that straight left. Misses with the straight left. Well done. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. They got the momentum. They got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
Dominance, without a doubt, make it look so easy.
I need you to focus on what you're doing. Nice round, good round, I like it, I'm happy.
And there's the bell for round two. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Counterpunch is my favorite kind of fighters. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Throws the jab, it doesn't score. That counter punch caught him clean. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That punch is beginning to take its toll. A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Catch and shoot. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
You're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
There's a counter shot. Misses with that uppercut. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. What would you tell this guy? And there's the bell for round three. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Beautiful counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Through the straight left, but it won't score. He threw a punch and just got countered. Johnny, I love watching these lighter fighters just based on the hand speed and the foot movement. So impressive to watch. Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? They're in trouble. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Punch, counter punch. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. There's the bell to start round 4. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And he misses with that straight left. Nice job getting that punch through. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now we've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That counter shot lands. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Nice counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. Swing and a miss with the hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot. All three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is...
Time for the 5th round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Time they throw a shot, they get countered. Swing and a miss with the left uppercut. Good counter punch. It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way. fight. How did they survive that?
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
How about that time counter shot? And he scores with the counter. Nice counter. Misses with the straight left. Nice counter punch. Can't find a home for that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. After what we saw in that lap. There's the bell for round 6. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter shot. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes on a building ring with fights like that, when you punch them, you just want to win. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Another scoring shot there. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
One punch could change everything in this battle. So much bruising. Will the referee stop this fight? Wow, so the referee is not going to stop it, and the fight continues. They exchange punches. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Pretty dominant round there. Here we go, it's round 7. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. You've got to relax.
Good counter punch. And he scores with the counter. Perfect punch. A little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here.
The lightweights get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
This This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Nice punch. Perfect counter shot. That belt. And they're back at it again here in round 8. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. A perfect counter lands. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Both men step back for just a moment. And he scores with the counter. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? The perfect counter lands. Beautiful counter shot. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. As bad as Buck. And there's the bell for round 9. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
How would you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
They exchange punches. Tried to score with a jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You can write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. That punch landed. The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, he is glad. We've made it to round 10. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Counter punching. Nice counter punch right up the middle. You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Beautiful counter shot. Failing to score with that right hook. I don't know, I gotta take another look at that.
That's lights out right there.
Oh, wait a minute! Whoa, wait a minute! What a shot! And down goes Freight Train. And as you can see here, a picture-perfect punch did the trick.
A shot.
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them.
They believe that.
Let's start 11. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. And Freight Train goes to the canvas. I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
Even I've got to see that again.
The referee says they can continue, but how much more do they have left?
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in down once. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Halfway to hold that thought. The corner's got to take a good look at their fighter. Didn't wait too long to get back and get engaged.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
And he misses with that straight left. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Didn't land that jab. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. His leg. And there's the bell to start round 12. Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
You've got to rough.
Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
I've got to see that again.
we are seeing? Nice counter punch right up the middle. Catch and shoot. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. That counter shot lands. Nice counter. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is, and down goes Sweet. Wow, let's take another look at that.
A shot from the gods took him out.
The three judges agree.